Somebody's saying check donations before Soul Blazer.
Japanese version hype.
Yep, Soul Blader. That's the name of the Japanese version. Everywhere else in the world, this game was released as Soul Blazer with a Z. I don't really know why they changed it, but they just did. So do we time it the normal RTA way, or do we start the timer here?
You're welcome to do STA timing if you would like.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you to start after the end of this cutscene. There was no name selection bid war or anything? I don't think there was.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just calling myself A. And it's going to... Okay, I can tell you to start whenever you're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go! So this is Soul Blader, as I said. It's an ARPG on the Super Nintendo, a pretty early one. I think it was released in 1992. And this game is sort of a similar game as ActRaiser. It was done by the same people. It's also a game where you will defeat monsters and try to regenerate the world, basically. So all the souls have disappeared from the world. Like here, I'm in a village, but there's nobody around because everybody has been trapped in monster layers. So now I'm gonna go to the first dungeon and defeat monsters to progressively release all the trapped souls. So this is basically what you do in the game. So right now, I'm trying to optimize destroying these two monster layers at once. I'm using my fireball magic to kill the guys on the right, while I'm killing the guys on the left with my sword. So this is something that you will get to do a lot in this game. Optimizing monster layers by trying to multitask them.
Yeah, another thing to note is the small gold pieces that are dropping after enemies die are gems, and gems are the magic currency for this game. So every time he fires a fireball, he's using 4 gems.
Yeah, exactly. So gems are extremely important, especially since in pretty much all the game, or at least the early parts of it, magic is gonna do more damage than any other thing than my sword. So I will try to defeat as many enemies as possible with my magic. So here again, I'm optimizing 2 monsters at once. I'm dealing with the guys on the top with magic, and the guys on the flies on the left with my sword.
And dealing with those 2 monster layers is very difficult.
Yeah, it requires some good timing, some practice, definitely. I only have 2 gems, but it's not going to be very important right now. Since now we're going to do a strat which is not very new now, but it's something that I discovered when I tasked the game. You can accumulate this monster and the one down there. So what I'm doing there is spawning the monsters below, so that when I come over, already 4 of them are present. Okay. So there I took some intentional damage in order to optimize the upcoming suicide. Because in this game, it's a little bit like the Illusion of Gaia speedrun. We're going to exploit death a lot to go back to the Master Shrine. And Master Shrine is basically a hub in this game. And it has several teleporters which connect with other parts. Especially whenever I want to go back to the city, I can just die. And there's always a teleporter which leads to the city. So that's extremely convenient. Oh, I spoke to that guy twice. Because I'm so bad.
I do that all the time in the Japanese version.
Man, yeah. And yet I know the numbers of text boxes because I can't read Japanese, so I'm relying on that. But still, sometimes I just tend to mash like an idiot. So at the beginning of the game, we cleared these 2 monsters at the same time, but the one on the right, I didn't even care about sealing it right away because I knew that I would get back here later because we have to visit this dungeon several times. So I could just kill all the monsters, but leave the monster lair uncleared. Well, it was technically cleared, but unsealed, I mean, because I knew I can seal it later. And that saves a little bit of time because there's a little bit of delay between when you kill the last monster of the monster lair and when the monster is actually cleared, like it explodes and you can seal it. There's a little bit of delay between these two events. So during that time, you can already be on your way and start doing something else. So it's a little optimization, but it matters. Yeah, that's right, Iceplug. The makers of the game, or the developers, Quintet, they like to reuse some sound assets. So that's why if you know ActRaiser, you will probably recognize some of the sound effects in this game because they use the same, especially when you get hurt by enemies. It's the same sound. I only have 15 gems, so yeah, I think I will not kill the column of 3 blue jellies. I will just keep all my gems for the enemies that I actually need to kill. I almost have too much health. It's not a big deal so far. So kill the first one, kill the second one, kill the third one, and I'm spawning the fourth one. And I just have 4 gems to kill him, and I'm gonna shoot him now. Oh, he was not there. Too bad.
That's a really nice setup to try and do that.
Yes, but unfortunately his position was not good. What I was supposed to do is just spawn him right at the edge of the screen, so he only would have time to move to the right, but not move down. But I left him too much time. It works if you do it well, but I didn't do it very well. And another thing, a bit earlier, I picked up the Dream Rod from a chest, but you didn't see me equip it. That's because in the first time I accessed the menu when I was equipping the Fireball magic, I also went to the inventory menu and I pre-equipped the Dream Rod. So this is a pretty nice feature in this game. It's arguably a glitch. Whenever you go to the inventory menu and put the cursor on something, it will equip that thing whenever you get it, even if you don't have it currently. So when I pre-equipped it, I didn't have the Dream Rod, but I got it later, and then it was equipped without requiring to go to the menu another time. So thanks to that, you can optimize the number of menus that you would use in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't work with swords and armor and magic. Otherwise that would be rather nice.
It would, yeah, but it doesn't. It's just for inventory items. So there I took a lot of hits on purpose because I intend to kill myself very, very shortly. The third visit to this dungeon is just to retrieve this item, the Leo's paintbrush. And now I can just die, I got it.
So, question. Do you want to get to 91 experience so that you'd level up a tiny bit earlier in Leo's painting?
It would be a good idea, but I prefer to keep my gems for the... You know that column of 3 jellies that I could have killed, I chose not to because I didn't have enough gems. If I had like 16 gems, I would have done it, but I didn't. I was just like 1 gem short. But yeah, if you can have a lot of experience before this part, as long as you don't have 100, you can be a bit faster. The reason why is because when you are level 2 in this game, you get 1 extra attack point, so you can kill stuff faster. In this game, you can either poke with your sword, like it will deal constant damage to enemies, but only minimal damage, like 1 damage. But when you swing, the game actually uses your real attack power. When you start the game at level 1, it does not make any difference because at level 1 you just have 1 attack point. So even your sword swings will only deal 1 damage. So it's just as good as doing a poke. But at level 2 onwards, you start becoming stronger and stronger. So it becomes better to do sword swings. Here, orb alignment was really bad, unfortunately. I have 18 gems, so I'm going to try to kill some of these armored guys with magic. Because this is not a... This is a 1-by-1 monster lair. Okay, he didn't hit me. It's nice. Yeah, this is something I haven't explained, but it's really important in routing this game. There's basically two important types of monster lairs. Let's kill these column of things, of torches. Okay, I'm in position. There's two types of monster lairs. There's 1-by-1 monster lairs. So in those ones, they will only spawn one enemy at a time, and you have to kill it to spawn the next one. So you have to kill every single enemy optimally in order to optimize the monster lair. But this one, for instance, and a lot of other ones in the game, are different. They are multi-spawns, as I call them. So monsters will get spawned with a certain spawn rate. So there's just a set amount of time between two spawns, instead of them being spawned 1-by-1. It doesn't wait for you to kill an enemy before it spawns the next one. So it doesn't really matter to kill every one of these monsters optimally. You just have to kill the last one optimally to optimize the monster lair. And by the way, that boss was super easy. If you're familiar with the US version of this game, that boss was much, much harder. But here in the Japanese version, he's a pushover. Just because there's no conveyor belt in the middle part. So you can just go there, poke, and he will melt in front of you. As long as you picked up the medical herb, he will die before you do, so you don't even have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that's one thing about the difference between the English version and the Japanese version, and is that in the English version, basically every single boss except maybe the World 2 boss is more difficult.
Yeah, there's only two important differences between the two versions. One is text. The text goes 3 times as fast in the Japanese version, and also there's a bit less of it. So you already save a lot of time just because of text, but also bosses, most of them are easier on Japanese. Okay, here I'm waiting a bit to spawn the second enemy of the bush enemy lair in the top right corner. Not sure if you saw it. So that's the third one will be spawned when I get there again. Then there's only 3 of them, and I'm going to try to shoot them from a distance. Oh my god! Okay, that was barely enough. Okay, I still got all of them. That was pretty bad. And I took some hits. I hope this is going to go alright.
You should get to level up shortly, so you'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah, I might be in trouble if all 4 of these guys decide to move to the left, but it wasn't the case, fortunately. Yeah, those bush enemies are really annoying. When they stretch their arm thing, their branch, or whatever it is, they are invincible during the whole process. And also, they move randomly. So whenever they see you, they will stretch their arm and they will be invincible. And when they don't see you, they move randomly, and you cannot really know where they're gonna move. But with the way I was placed, they were not dangerous at all unless they moved to the left. So that's like 1/4 chance, so it's pretty good. And I have all my health again, because I got level 4. That chest contained another medical herb, and since I equipped it just before the first boss, it's still equipped, because the cursor is still on that location. Whenever you pick an item in this game, it always appears at the same position in the inventory menu. So you don't even have to wonder where it's going to be. You just know, you just have to remember. There's one specific position for every possible item in the game. Here I'm killing enemies which are not really required, but I'm doing it for extra gems and experience. That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that one bush went off into the corner.
Yeah, that always happens. There's always one drunk enemy who just doesn't want to get killed like the others. Always. If you kill this monster there, you can get a strange bottle out of it, which also was a really good strategy. What we used to do is beat the fire shrine and then die to go back to the beginning. But now we have a new route thanks to the late Everhate. Redesigned a lot the route of this game. And we owe him a lot of cold strategies for it. So this is why I killed some enemies early in the beginning of Greenwood. Those guys that I sniped from a distance. Those guys were actually guarding a monster there which contains a teleporter. And thanks to killing them early, I will not have to kill them later, logically. So I will be able to get their teleporter quickly. And save some time. Not much, but some. Yeah, moving left, which is not super good. But I have enough health and I'm going to get level 5 shortly. Level ups are really good in this game. Well, most of the time, just because you get all your health back after them.
Yeah, they're always pretty well timed to be exactly when you need that health.
So some of them can be ill-timed if your game is not going too well. Like you can have too much experience just before you're trying to kill yourself, and you get to level up, and then killing yourself becomes really difficult and really slow. I hope I can outrun the scorpion. Yes, I did. You really have to go fast, but you can outrun him.
Yeah, I almost never get that. This monster layer he's fighting right now is very RNG reliant. These lizards can go in any kind of direction, and if they go off to the right side, then you have to track them down, and that can be very time consuming, but Hulk got extremely good RNG right there.
Yeah, that was super good. Like, there was all of them went down, and then all the rest of them went to the left, so I didn't have too much trouble chasing them down. I didn't have that drunk one who never does what the others do, and you have to chase down. There, I waited a little bit for the bridge to go out, so I wouldn't take damage. So here I'm dealing with a monster which technically is not required, but it creates this crystal, it releases this crystal which will give me a very, very powerful item. Powerful magic, actually. It's this the second magic, which is called Ice Arrow. And at the cost of 8 gems, it fires in all 4 directions, a really powerful arrow in all 4 directions at the same time, so it's extremely convenient. You can defeat several monsters at once with that. I was trying to aim at him because he was in the corner. I shouldn't have tried. Don't worry, we still have our medical herb, so even if I take a lot of damage from the bridges, I'm not in a big danger. Okay, I've already consumed the herb, so I'm gonna be careful. This area is pretty finicky to deal with.
Yeah, I take a much safer strat here and just use magic to kill these guys, because the scorpions come around way too often for my liking.
Alright, I took some damage, but not a lot. I'm gonna wait here. I have really low health. One of them is still there. Yeah, this is a multiple spawn there, and I was already spawning them from the right side of that last bridge, so it didn't really matter to cross the bridge quickly, which is fortunate, so I didn't have to damage myself more. Here my health is low, but I still have enough. I still have 5. Hopefully I won't get hit here. Please don't hit me. Nice. 105 gems, that's nice. Okay, I have 4 health, which is a bit more than enough. You need at least 3 to not lose time on the way back. So with the previous strat, we would die here now that I have revealed the path. But for that strat to work out, you would need to reveal this teleporter before, but now I can just reveal it after, as I'm going back, and I don't even have to die, and I get to keep my gems. Because there's one thing in this game: dying is not a big deal, but you lose all your gems from dying, and this is a place where you don't want to lose your gems.
By the way, I'm gonna get a couple donations in here.
Cool.
We have $20 from Ilianovis. I probably butchered that name, and I apologize, but it says donation goes towards naming the hero in Soul Blazer Bowie. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that because this is the Japanese version.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could have tried to figure out what the katakana is for Bowie.
Yeah. If you want to put that towards something else, whisper me in chat and we'll get that figured out. We also have another $20 from Jarek. No comment attached to that, but thank you for the $20.
Thanks a lot. And this marathon is really doing great. You guys are donating a lot, and that's great. Thanks a lot. Here I'm attracting these ghosts to the left, spawning the second fire dude, attracting the ghosts on the right. And here, now it's time for the big killing spree. I call this the strat where I kill everything, because it's a strat where I kill everything. And I'm dealing actually with 5 monsters at the same time, and that's really cool. Hey, I got a lot of gems out of that. I still have above 100. And even if I'm taking a lot of damage, it doesn't matter because I'm really close to level 6. I'm gonna get another 3 health refill.
Yeah, especially when you're starting out with the game, the health refill here is a godsend.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, like the 2 before. All of them are really useful. So this is the 6th one. A lot of monster layers in the game have like 6 monsters. It seems to be pretty common. When you get good at the game and get the habit of running it, you start memorizing how many monsters there are in every monster layer. It really speeds things up. It's really a good thing to know, so that you can go on the monster layer itself when you know that you have beaten the last monster. And here what I'm doing, or trying to do, is go on that gray tile on the top left, just a little bit so I can spawn monsters from the lizard monster layer on the left, on the top left. It's not visible on the screen right now, but I'm spawning them, and just enough so that they spawn but don't move yet. And there, I killed some of them. It was not enough. It was not done well enough. Still, a few of them escaped, but I killed 4 of them. It's possible to kill all of them if you do it really well. But you have to go on that tile, spawn the monster, and immediately go out of the tile so that the monster just has enough time to spawn, but not enough time to move. That's what you want. So if you do it perfectly, I've done it a few times, but it's difficult. If you do it perfectly, all the monsters will be on their monster layers. They will have not moved, and they will be vulnerable. And you can kill them with magic in one shot. All of them in one shot. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's a strat I would really like to learn next time I get deep into this game again.
Yeah, it's difficult to do, but yeah, it's doable. It's RTA viable, I would say. Here, there's another strategy that I could do, but only for very serious run attempt. But I will definitely not try it in a marathon run because it's so risky. Those lizards, I need to kill them to reveal the teleporter. And you could kill them at a distance and not reveal the teleporter, so you can already be on your way to the boss fight. And that would save some time, but it's extremely risky because if you die to the boss, you haven't you don't have the teleporter because you did not reveal it yet. So you have to go all the way through the shrines to here, and you lose tons of time. So it's definitely not something I would do for a marathon. So for this boss, the first 2 heads are exactly the same as their US counterparts, but the third one has different AI, and in my opinion, it's harder to deal with. So let's see if I can do it well. Okay, I got hit once, that's fine. Okay, there we go. That was a fast strategy. Well, the fastest that I found.
Yeah, the fast strat for that firehead is pretty ridiculous. I will stick with my baby strats for a long time on that one.
Yeah, baby strat is not much slower, to be honest. But fortunately, I practiced a little bit before the marathon, so I can show you guys some cool stuff. But I didn't go all out, and I didn't do the strategy of not revealing this monster lair before the fight, because that is really ridiculous, as I explained. The real cool thing is I have 137 gems, which is a ridiculous amount. And this is another reason why you don't want to die at the second boss, because if you do, you will lose all your gems. And you will lose time, a lot of time here on the upcoming sections, because it is extremely reliant on gems. There's a lot of enemies, those rocks enemies especially, who have a lot of defense power, and if you don't have any magic to kill them, they will take a long time to die, and it's really bad. Yeah, I probably don't need to kill everything, but I have so much gems that I might as well do something with them. Here. This one is not necessary to kill, but he does damage if you try to come over. Hey! Oh! Didn't kill this guy. Right, there we go.
This island is the main reason that we've been careful about saving up gems all throughout World 2. Because right now the enemies have such high health compared to how much damage we can do with our little sword, that the light arrow magic does a ton and is really the only way to get quick kills on everything here. Especially these rocks.
Yeah, the rocks are the real problem. If it weren't for them, it would be okay. That's, yeah, they have so much health that you really want to have magic to kill them. And they, as you can guess, I took a lot of damage intentionally to kill myself just after releasing this monster there. I just released a mermaid who will give me the bubble armor so I can survive in the deep sea. But I will take it, but I will not equip it right away. I will explain why. It's just because I want to take some intentional damage by the water, because just after that there's going to be another death warp, and I want to be prepared for it. And also, equipping the armor will make me take less damage from monsters, so I will need more hits to deplete all my HP, and I don't want that. So now I have the armor because I spoke to the mermaid, but I'm not equipping it right away. Okay, now I have only 2 health. Yeah, I have 13 gems. I can kill the last one with magic. Was this the last one? Oh, that was the last one, I didn't count. It was supposed to be 6 DKs. And fortunately we can use this guy's bubble. Oh! I failed to die. Okay, this is the second death warp, and now I can equip the bubble armor. So the way this Act 3 works is that I'm going to have to release up to 4 mermaid statues, and each one of them will release a new path in the seabed so I can access a new island. So this is how you progress through Act 3. Now I have this big bubble around me. It means that I have equipped the bubble armor, which protects me from getting constant damage from the water. Now I'm just going to the next islands. There's nothing too particular here. I just hope that I'm going to get some good gem drops, which seems to not be the case. 8 enemies.
Yeah, we need some more gem drops for some rock kills coming up in the next island.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I will have to kill anyway in the meantime, so hopefully I should have enough gems to kill at least 3 or 4 guys. Normally I would go up immediately, but I wanted to go right because I'm doing a slightly safer strat than what I would do in really serious attempts. I'm spawning this bird and killing. I've killed the first one, and I will kill the second one later because the bird monster there releases a chest containing a medical herb. So this medical herb can be skipped. It's what we do normally in serious runs, but it's
What
risky.
you do normally.
Yeah, everyone should do that. It's risky to not have it. It's intended to use in the next island, Durian, which is the volcanic island. And in that volcanic island, what you're expected to do, well, maybe I should explain it later, but what you're expected to do, oh man, one of them didn't die, right. What you're expected to do is to use a mermaid's tear to cool down all the lava tiles, but in the speedrun you don't do that because it's very, very slow. So you will have to walk on lava a lot and take some potential damage from falling flaming rocks from the sky, and which are RNG. So RNG becomes a big factor in the next island. I don't have enough gems. Oh, there we go. That was scary.
Convenient 10 drop.
Yeah, that was really convenient because I would have shot down a lot by those palm trees. And you guessed it, time to die. So we have a medical herb for Durian, so that's our safety insurance, if you want. You can really take very little damage if you want to still make the speedrun strat without the herb. It's difficult, and even if you play very well, you might not get it if you are unlucky. And gem luck is going to be a factor too, because there are some monsters on the lava that I will really need to kill from a distance, and that will require a good amount of gems. I don't need an awful lot, but it's possible that if I'm not lucky enough, I can fall short on gems, and that would be a really bad thing. But thanks to having the herb, it might not be as much of a problem. We'll just see how things go. Okay, I just already got a medium gem. Good gem, that's nice. Hey, we're having some good gems. Already 28. Yeah, this is decently lucky. 30 gems is really good at this point. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I would definitely take that.
Yeah, it can go as low as 14 if you only get single gem drops. And by the way, there's 3 possible drops. There's the 1 gem, the medium gem, which is worth 5, and the big gem, which is worth 10. And you probably guessed it, the little ones are more likely, medium ones less likely, and large ones even less likely. But as you progress through the game, the medium and large ones become more and more likely. Oh my god, this is not good. Okay, I'm taking some damage, but fortunately some of it will be restored with the monsters themselves. Wow, a lot of rocks fell on me, so I'm already 4 down. I must be no more than 5 down when I get to where I need to go on lava and skip the mermaid's tear. So I hope that I'm not gonna get too much damage. There is a helping soul that you can collect in the game who will protect you from anything that's falling from the sky. But taking that wastes too much time. We don't have time to lose. This is a speedrun, at least. This is trying to be. 63 gems is really good. Health is not as good, but I'm still not in the red zone so far. And we have the herb, so even if I fall short of health, it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Okay, that was a good position. I have way enough health, way enough gems now. 67 is more than I need, so I was pretty lucky with that. Nice. And I've already killed the 2 birds here, so this monster is already cleared. I could go on the right and get the critical sword, but for an RTA run, it's not that interesting. The critical sword is ridiculously good for a task, though, and I abused it quite a lot in my task. Basically, it deals a critical hit every 16 frames. So it's something you can completely control in a task. Oh my god, I just failed.
Well, you've got plenty of extra gems.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm really not worried. Okay, fifth guy. There we go. And still had more gems to spare. Okay,
Yeah, your gem luck was pretty insane on this section.
Yeah, it was really good. So this monster there on the lava that I just cleared, you're not supposed to clear it right away. What you're supposed to do is talk to a mermaid, rescue a mermaid, talk to her, get her teardrops, and then go to the center of the volcano, drop the teardrops, and that will cool down all the lava, so you can get there safely. But doing that is so slow that we don't do it in the speedrun. We just go all out and walk on the lava. You just have to make sure that you can kill the enemies from outside of it with enough magic, and you must make sure that you have enough health to support to afford going on the lava on the first place. In the first place. English is hard. So there I received a mandatory item, which is the Thunder Ring. In the next island, there's going to be golden tiles, which will generate thunderbolts whenever I get close to them with the Thunder Ring equipped. And that would be necessary to kill some enemies that cannot be defeated by any other means. Well, at this stage of the game, at least. Whee! So now we're gonna destroy some shellfish. Ah, he gave me a medium gem. That's nice because I get to try to kill the last one with magic because I'm gonna have 8. 7. 2. Nice. That was pretty cool. I don't really need the rest of the gems. I've taken some damage, but it's not a big deal. Here, you can actually use the golden tie to kill the last one fast. That's even faster than killing him with your sword. That's another strat that I found while tasking the game. Okay, not more than that. It's already quite risky. So here, this is another Everhate strat to manipulate what these gorillas do. You have to lead them to a golden tile so that they will be hit by the lightning. And that way is pretty easy to do, and it ensures that they will not walk around in circles and be annoying in general. You have to walk 2 tiles by 2 tiles, make a little pause to make sure that they catch up with you, and then walk 2 tiles again. It's a cool strategy, it's not too hard to do. So that was the last mermaid statue. So right now we can just go on our way and kill the boss. But before we get there, there's one more item we need to collect. It's going to be on our way, and it's one of the most valuable items in the whole speedrun. It's the power bracelet. And the power bracelet basically doubles our attack power. And that also counts, it doesn't count for magic, but it counts for poking. So now when I will poke at a boss, I will do 2 damage instead of 1. Oh, by the way, your attack power does not, your attack level does not matter for bosses, so you can just poke at them or swing at them, it will do the same. So just poke at them to make sure that you will hit them at the fastest possible rate. Okay, I have almost 5,800, so I know that I'm gonna get leveled up by killing these guys before the boss, so might as well do it before. On the way to the boss, there's a lot of stuff appearing in front of me, which damages me, but it should not be too much of an issue. You cannot really kill his hands, but you can invalidate them temporarily by hitting them repeatedly. In the Japanese version, this boss has less health, so which makes it possible to kill him in only 2 cycles. But unfortunately, in the US version, you cannot kill him in less than 3 cycles. If you do the first 2 cycles perfectly, he will still have 1 HP, just 1. And when the boss dies, he generates a lot of lag. So when you know that you have killed him, you really want to escape the room and go down as fast as you can to try to reduce as much as possible the lag frames. It's one of the laggiest thing in the whole game. So we freed the mermaid queen, so we just have to talk to her, and she's gonna give us the last, the third stone. This game is really simply organized. Every time you finish an act, beat a boss, you release what is the chief of the village or something like that, or the king, the queen, and they will give you a magic stone. And when you get all 6 stones, you get access to the world of evil, which is the last act of the game. So these are the plot elements, more or less. Okay, Act 4 is Mountain of Souls. Every game needs an ice world, so this is this game's ice world. Wow, the gems. Man, I'm really lucky with gems right now. Dude, 3 in a row.
Are you
3 big
kidding me?
ones.
I need to borrow your cart for my next run.
Well, my cart is an Everdrive. I don't know if it has an influence. Well, it's not an area where it matters a lot to have a lot of gems. It will matter more after. Here, it's good, but it's not absolutely awesome. I killed these bats to get a lot of stuff here. So basically, I got the magic armor, which is extremely important for the speedrun. Magic armor is a better armor than the one I had before, but especially it halves my magic consumption. So now I only need 8 gems 4 gems instead of 8 to cast magic. And there I shot the last bat at a distance because I don't need to seal the monster lair right away. It's a bit like the second monster lair in the whole game, if you remember. I killed the enemies, but I didn't seal the monster lair because I know that I will go back there later in the game. There's a forced revisit, and the cleared monster lair will be on my way, so I will just seal it then. Oh, dude. I killed a lot of stuff there. That should be the last one. Yeah. There's only 6 Yetis here. 108 gems, that's a good count.
I forget what I usually wanted coming out of this area. In order to keep the gems, we use the blue crystal here to warp back to town and to get the mushroom shoes from this kid.
Yeah, this is one of the very few instances where we don't use death to go back to a town. We use this crystal because it just happens to be there, and we don't have to die and lose our gems.
Yeah, being able to keep the gems here is useful for the area coming up.
The mushroom shoes is an item which unfortunately is required. It's just necessary for one little turn in the ice. What it does is basically I don't slip on the ice anymore, and it's required to make that one little turn in the ice bed. And it really sucks, but you need it just for one tile. It boils down to that. It's just here, that little turn. And because of just that little turn, you need to go back to town, get the mushroom shoes, and go back. It sucks. So here I'm going up early to spawn this first green jelly. This monster lair is probably the most boring monster lair in the whole game because it's technically a multi-spawn, but with I think it's 5 whole seconds between 2 consecutive spawns. It's the slowest monster lair in the game. There's one more, there's 5 in total, I think. And now we're gonna see why gems are extremely important. Because these guys, these wizrobes, I don't want to get close to them because they will disappear and reappear somewhere, which wastes a lot of time. So the only way to kill them fast is to kill them from afar, so with magic, and you need that. Okay, good. Third one. Nice. Alright, took a bit of time, but at least I managed to shoot them down in one hit for each. That's good because I get to conserve a lot of health. Hello, Samira. I didn't see you. Nah, took damage. That kind of sucks. Maybe I should have tracked this gem. The problem with the big gems is that they take more time to be attracted to you. Completely failed. Oh, nice.
That was just RNG manip.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Okay, more wizrobes. Again, I don't want to be too close to them, so I really need to kill them with magic. Magic count, gem count is good so far. And just as a reminder, I have that magic armor on, which halves my magic consumption, so I only need 4 gems to cast a light arrow instead of 8. So here I'm getting another required item. It's this sword, the Lucky Blade, and this Lucky Blade has the power to increase the probability of getting good gems, which is very interesting at this point. Unfortunately, my level is insufficient to swing that sword. It's something that we didn't speak about yet, but in this game, all the swords have a level requirement to be swung. So if you don't have that level, you can still equip the sword and poke with it, but you cannot swing it. So here, if I press B, it does not do anything. I'm currently level 11, and the Lucky Blade has a level 15 requirement. So I'm really getting it just for the added value of attracting more gems and getting better gem luck. But I have to take it anyway because it's a required item. A bit later in the game, there's going to be a grandpa who will stop you from going any further if you don't have it in your inventory. So as it's a required item anyway, we might as well use it to its fullest. And most of the enemies right now are going to be killed with magic, so it doesn't even matter if I have a sword that I can use, or that I can swing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't even know that the Lucky Blade was actually required. They just got it anyways.
Yeah. It's not a very well-known fact, indeed. Okay, that's pretty good. 2 hits. Well, two magic shots. It's this grandpa. This guy. He will stop me if I don't have the Lucky Blade. So it makes the Lucky Blade a required item. I guess the game had to come up with a way to make sure that you don't remain too under-leveled for too long. because as we've done it, you can skip a lot of equipment pieces in this game. You don't need to get all the swords, all the armors. We have a really good gem count. Having 100 at this point is really, really great. Nice.
Yeah, I think I usually want 50 gems minimum coming into this area. So you're way ahead of that pace.
Yeah, I really have no trouble with gems right now. It's been pretty good with me.
Yeah, it seemed like you had the Lucky Blade a little earlier than you actually got it.
Okay, I don't even need that big gem. I have so many gems that I passed up on the drop from that last wizard. Seventh Harrier, there's the major differences between the two versions is, first there's the text. In the Japanese version, the text is drawn out one character per frame, while in the US version it's one character every 3 frames, so text is basically 3 times as fast in Japanese. And also the bosses are a bit easier. All of them, except for the second boss, all of them are easier on Japanese, which makes the game even a little bit faster. So we estimate the difference between the 2 runs to be about 9 minutes. So I would say that there's probably like 8 minutes which is due to text and 1 minute which is due to bosses, because text has a much bigger influence. Text is just so much faster in Japanese, just so that alone makes it ridiculously much faster. Okay, I'm level 13, so I'm going to fight the boss immediately. But before that, I make sure that I equip the power bracelets again. It's really easy to forget to do that.
Yeah, I've done that more than a couple times.
Same. Okay, she goes on the left, which is good because I can hit her a bit more. It's better than if she went on the right. So here, if you know the US version, the boss has a different appearance. The boss is male in the US version. It's Poseidon, but on this version it's Medusa. It's a female boss. So just by judging by her appearance, you might be able to guess why this boss was censored, but I don't think I need to say anymore.
So what was your reasoning for going into the boss at level 13? Or at the point that you did?
It's just because I got the level up and I got my health back. And as I was just going through this intersection again, it's a good idea to go fight the boss right now. Okay. It doesn't matter too much, to be honest. But there would have been a very slightly faster way, because I spawned one of these bats just before going to the boss, so it technically would have been a bit faster to kill all the bats before going to the boss. But it's also more risky because I might take a lot of damage from the jellies and the bats. So I didn't want to fight the boss with less health than maximum health. It's more safety than anything, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Okay.
Now I'm taking damage because I intend to kill myself after this. Yes, and Harrier, just the text speed is 3 times as fast in Japanese, which makes it much faster.
Also releasing the main characters of the game?
Yep. Yeah, you have to release those grandmas because you need them to get the last magic of the game, which is required to kill the last boss. And there's an important fact. When you release the grandmas before the king, they appear in a different spot. And then when you do release the king, you have to go through the little cutscene where the grandmas go towards the king to their new location, and they say, "Hey, thanks for releasing the king," or whatever, or "Hooray," something. They're just cheering, and that's slower than releasing the grandmas after releasing the king, because if you do that in that order, they will appear already at their last location. So you don't have to go through the cutscene of them moving towards the king and saying something. It's a small difference, but still, it's a difference. So reminder that I still have the Lucky Blade equipped and I cannot swing it, so I'm just gonna kill these monsters by poking them to death. Okay, good gems again. Oh, that's not good though. That's terrible. No, it's okay because I'm really close to level 14, so I will get healed. That's not an issue, it was just a bit slow. And now I'm backtracking immediately because I just released a door which leads to a chest containing the Zantetsu sword. The Zantetsu, I think it literally means cuts the metal in Japanese, and it's another required sword because now in the later parts of this dungeon there's going to be metal enemies which cannot be defeated otherwise. I have no other means than that sword to kill them. So I have to poke them to death. As I explained, swords have a level requirement to be swung, but I can still poke with them even if I don't have the required level. Zantetsu's required level is 16, I only have 14, so I have to kill everything to poke everything to death. So for newcomers to this speedrun, this is one of the hardest areas because you really have to stay close to the enemies, but don't take too much damage. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, this area is the big learning curve for newcomers.
Oh, this didn't go well. I took some damage, but I should still be fine. I lost 9 damage. Okay.
Yeah. And these enemies right here are fast-moving mice that travel along the borders. And what you need to do is just, as soon as they come in range, follow a specific path to make sure you can keep up with them and kill them before they get out of range. If you let them go too far, then it takes a long time for them to go all the way around the map.
Yes, it can be a really big problem if one of them escapes from you, because you have to wait for it to get back to a place where you can wait for it and kill it. And that can be a huge time loss, like 30 seconds, something like that, just for one little mouse who escaped from you. Okay, there I managed to kill them. Now I'm equipping the herb that we got at the beginning of Act 4, because I know that I'm going to take a lot of damage, and I want to be able to afford that damage without having to wait or anything. And I don't need to kill all these monsters, so let's just skip through them. Much earlier in the game, there was an armor that I could have picked up, the ice armor. It's in the second act. And with the ice armor, you could go on lava without taking damage. Like these fire tiles, I could have gone on them without taking damage, but getting that armor is so ridiculously slow that we don't do it in the speedrun.
Yeah, it's a good kind of beginner strat, and it's a decent race strat, but once you get good enough at the game, it's not really required.
Yes, it's something that you should not do if you have enough experience in the game. Oh, I don't have enough magic. Okay. I'm gonna kill this helicopter because it might mess me up. Okay. I'm in a good shape again. That time to kill some mice with a pretty cool strat. And then I will kill the bulldozers and take some damage from them, because again I plan for another death warp. I got hit 3 times from them, which is good enough. Four times would have worked too. 3 is should be safe enough. And I removed my armor to make sure that I die fast. This is the last monster lair that I needed to clear.
For a second I was wondering if you were going to go for the death on the tile.
Yeah, it's something I can try to do. It's pretty fun to aim at, but no.
There's
I was
a
kind of
quote-unquote
yeah.
glitch where if you die while sealing a monster layer, uh, you'll still seal the layer and even get health back if it's a layer that would give you health back.
Yeah, I call that the zombie layer glitch. So you can effectively seal a monster layer by being dead, and the health that you receive back from sealing it, from sealing the layer, will effectively resurrect you. It's a nice thing in this game. It really works, and the task exploits that a couple times. Showing off his task strat. Yeah, there. I don't know if I did it well enough, but if you spawn that first enemy and go back immediately, you can save 2 frames on the
Oh
second
wow,
spawn.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that one.
Yeah, it's also something that's discovered while tasking the game. I didn't know that before either. It's just 2 frames, and you have to do it absolutely perfectly. It's probably not worth it to go for it in a hard tier run. Oh, okay. I still have enough gems. And by the way, I have the Lucky Blade equipped right now because I'm finally level 15, so I have the level requirements to swing the Lucky Blade. And I'm gonna need a few gems for later. Oof. I need to get rid of these archers really quickly because they generate some lag. This is not going well. Now I have level 16, so I can finally equip the Zantetsu sword and swing it. And here I don't die to get out of here because it turns out there is this monster lair that I just cleared. I can see right now. It gives me a shortcut to the beginning of this model town, so I can immediately go to the second model town. It's much faster than dying. And in the second model town, it's really easy because I just have one monster lair to deal with. It's pretty strange, but in 100% speedrun, where you have to do all the monster lairs in the game, the model towns are actually the hardest point. Basically, they really are the hardest things. I didn't kill these guys. That was not done very well. I probably didn't scroll the screen to the right enough, so that those guys on the right did not get killed.
Yeah, I'm not sure you had the right soul position either on the second shot.
Yeah, it's possible. If you do it well, you can kill all 6 invisible catapults with just 4 charges. But I messed it up somehow. Okay, now coming up is an item that I will not skip. Because Everhate was the only person crazy enough to skip it.
Will you ever skip it?
No. No, I don't skip it, even in really good attempts, because this armor is just too valuable. If you don't get that armor, I forgot there was only 2 guys there. If you don't get that armor, you have to go to be so careful in the rest of the game that you probably lose much more time than you would save by skipping the armor. It only takes like 10 to 12 seconds to get the armor, and yeah, you just need it. You would really be crazy to try to skip it in an 80% run.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's kill these helicopters to reveal another teleporter. And as I'm pretty bad in video gamer, I'm going to take the health.
I was wondering if you would or not.
Yeah, this boss is pretty easy in Japanese, and I shouldn't need to get my health back, but I'm still going to because it doesn't waste too much time. Not going for this health refill is much more dangerous in the US version because the boss does more damage. his fireballs do more damage to you. Yeah. I could have passed it up very easily.
I didn't realize how little damage you actually take from the boss in Japanese version. Very similar to the giant skull in that case. In the English version, the giant skull boss from World 3 hits like a truck, and at the level you're at in the speedrun, you can only take one hit before he would two-shot you.
Yeah, that's true. And if you take all the damage here and not get your health back, in the US version, $10 will kill you in 3 hits, I think, and it's difficult to take less than 3 hits. Especially since its patterns are a little bit different. In the US version, he starts with missiles immediately, and I think there's more missiles which fall from the sky. So everything is harder to dodge because there's just more of it, and it does more damage. So it's still a possible strat in the US version to skip the health refill before Tyndall, but it's really, really much riskier. And I know I've lost runs to that. It really is that risky. Alright, Act 6, Magritte's Castle. So not much to say here. We're gonna get a new sword really, really quickly. Another required sword, to be honest.
Yeah, but we won't be able to swing it just yet.
Yeah, this is a spirit sword. It's required to be able to defeat those spirit guys, those ghosts. Oh no, I spawned the other ghost. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm gonna have to kill it.
I don't like this ghost.
Yeah, this ghost does not have the same available positions as the other ghosts in the lair. So I'm gonna have to do this strategy instead.
You got him.
Okay. Yeah, it worked, but that was really risky.
That was a really nice way to handle that, because that is not very easy to deal with.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. I summoned one ghost that I was not supposed to summon. And the problem is, I generally have another strategy. I just wait here, because the ghosts, there's only so many squares that the ghosts can go on, and they can go anywhere they want. They will make circles around me and get damaged by my sword, but it's random whether how often they will despawn and respawn, and etc. etc. So there's still a lot of randomness, but at least they will eventually die, and I don't have to do anything or worry about being hit too much. But because of that extra ghost which just appeared from another monster lair, that ghost was on different tiles than the other ghosts. So yeah, there was no safe position. That's what I mean. And this castle has a lot of invisible stuff, like fake walls. Like just here, I can go through this wall because there's a secret shortcut. And I opened 2 chests, one containing a strange bottle and one containing a medical herb. Strange bottle is going to be used just after my death here. If you have a strange bottle equipped when you die, you don't lose your gems, and that's really useful. So I hope I'm going to be able to conserve a lot of gems. Yeah, nice. Alright, we have 30 gems, that's nice. And using that strange bottle can save time here in the left tower, because there's going to be a lot of enemies that we'll be able to defeat early and multitask a lot of monster layers. So that could save more time than the time invested to get the strange bottle and equip it. It won't save a lot, but it will still save something. And here I'm doing a strange glitch. It's a sword switch glitch. It's actually possible to swing a sword for which you don't have the requirement. What you have to do is swing a sword for which you do have the requirement. Oh, this is the one. So swing a sword for which you do have the requirement. Just die, come on. And then you go to the menu and switch to a sword for which you don't have the requirement, and that new sword will be swung at the end of the swinging animation. So that's how I could still swing the Spirit Sword once, but just once. So I could damage the ghosts a bit more. There I died. Sorry, let's equip my armor back and equip this piece of thread that we got at the beginning of this dungeon. The piece of thread is something that is a plot item. I need to give it to a musician. And thanks to that, the musician will be able to play music, and that music will make another guard dance. And thanks to that, this guard will move out of his location, and I can get the platinum card, which was under him. And thanks to that platinum card, I can go to the left tower. I just have to present the card to this guy. Don't forget to go back to equip the bracelet again. And here, this is where we're going to use the gems that we accumulated. Oh, I left. I'm such a dummy. That sometimes happens.
Yeah, play with fire sometimes with how close you have to move to the exit there.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I had more gems the second time than the first time.
Wow.
Okay, I'm keeping gems though here because I don't have that many. And I want to do this with my gems. I've killed a lot of stuff. I've taken a lot of damage. I'm not in a great position right now. There's still some chest knights. Chest knights do a lot of damage. The flames only do 1 damage to me, so they're not a big... I'm not worried a lot about them. I'm worried much more about these chest knights. I might die there. I'm gonna have to be super careful.
Sometimes it's actually beneficial to take damage from the fireballs because it gives you a period of damage and vulnerability from the chest knights.
Yep. I'm not super close to... I'm kind of close, yeah, to level 19, I knew that. Because I killed some extra enemies due to leaving the tower. Yeah, I got level 19 early. So since I got it early, I'm going to switch immediately to the Spirit Sword, because why not? So that I can kill some enemies faster than normally. Okay, the gem count is also pretty decent. Oh, this guy is not dead. Okay, that was strange.
Okay,
I only have 4 gems. Yep.
I was just gonna say that guy just didn't know how to die.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I only have 4 gems, so I will not be able to kill the marionettes with magic at the beginning of the right tower.
You could if you swapped to the magic armor, but I don't know if that's really faster.
No, it's probably not. Because that's actually 2 switches. I would have to go back to the light armor afterwards.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. Okay, this is another instance where we use a crystal to go back to the town instead of death. So here, if this is a queen, I have to tell her that she's pretty in order to get the VIP card from her. Actually, she's a pretty shallow person. Yeah, I was supposed to kill these marionettes with magic, but I can't. Okay. They're killed really fast anyway. You have to stay 1 full tile away from them. Oh man. Okay. What are these guys doing?
I don't think you're aligned properly.
Yes, I was misaligned. Damn.
Sometimes the tile system in this game can be really weird.
Yeah, it probably happened because I moved strangely. I probably moved on a corner, and that corner displaced me, but not by a whole 8 pixels, but just less than 8 pixels. Oh, that was a pretty bad section. Yeah, being sometimes misaligned with the 8x8 tiles can be a real pain, because it can mess up what the AI is supposed to do, what the enemy's AI is supposed to do. Because there's a really cool point blank range that you can do at those red knights. I'm gonna kill this guy. Normally I just go through him, but I have little health and I don't want to take too many risks. Did I kill the guy on the top? I think I did.
You did.
Yeah. Okay. Of course I'm gonna get my health back. And I used all my gems, by the way. It was a perfect gem usage.
Nice planning.
Exactly. Okay, cutscene time. So
This
maybe
cutscene is so good in Japanese because it's
Yes.
so short.
Yes, this cutscene can be a reason why you would want to switch from US to Japanese. Because you can only mash through it with the B button. Normally in the rest of the game you can mash through text with B or Y, but in this cutscene for some reason only B works. I'm not sure why. It's a thing. So it can be really annoying to mash through all that text in the US version because it's so much slower. Hey, Quill Pan, thanks for the good luck.
Yeah, he'll need it coming up on this next boss.
Yeah, we have a little game with this boss, a little meme. He can do a dive, which is bad, or he can do the good pattern, which is what I want. And you can try to guess how many dives I will get.
16.
16. Alright, we
Let's
have 16
go.
for Stinger. I hope not. And 1. That's a great start. 2. 3. Man, this is already pretty unlucky. 4.
It's what, 50%?
5. Yeah. 50%. 6. Dang. Is this really gonna be 16? 7?
16. Let's go.
Yeah, we got 7. That's
Still,
terrible
7
RNG,
is
man.
still really bad RNG.
Yes, it's terrible. Yeah, I got the level up already. I'm a little bit ahead of what you normally get experience-wise. So this was 7. So Alec and Scars were equally away from the right answer. Yeah, it's supposed to be 50-50. We don't really know for sure, but based on what we normally get, it seems to be a 50-50 chance of getting either one of the two patterns. So getting the bad pattern 7 times in a row is very bad RNG. But we've seen more. I think I've already had 11 at some point.
Didn't Everhate
12.
set the record with 17?
Was it 17? Yeah, I'm sure he had the record, but I think it was just 14, wasn't it? Or 16, something like that.
Maybe it was just 14.
Yeah, I think it was 14. Which is unbelievably bad luck, to be honest. So just where the queen was standing, there's this item that I picked up, which is a really, really overpowered item. It's the super bracelet. It's called the invulnerable bracelet in the US version. And it doubles both my attack power and my defense. So it's an item that you can try to skip in a really serious attempt. It would save some seconds, but really not that much. And for a marathon run, I will definitely not skip it because it's such a little time save for a very high risk. Price is Right rules. Yeah, I guess you do. Okay, this is the last act. Act 7, the World of Evil. I don't even need to kill all the flies, just clear one of these 2 monsters. Doesn't matter to clear both of them. Yeah, this fly would have been super annoying, so that's why I'm not letting it live. Whoops. Here I'm shooting at these guys on the sides when just after defeating the flies to make sure that I don't have too many elements on the screen at the same time, because that lags the game a lot. Here I made a teleporter up here. This will be used later. Bad orb positioning there. That was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I usually wait for a specific orb position before going up there.
Yeah, this is one of the main mechanics in this game. Every magic that you shoot, apart from the phoenixes at the end of the game, they all come from your magician's orb, which is what circles around me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to the herb. Make sure I don't die. And I use it. I'll switch back to the super bracelet. Two. So there's 6 flies here. 3. 4. And the last one, I'm gonna kill him here while already going over to this place where I'm gonna find the Soul Blade. Okay, now I have all the best items in the game. Almost. At least those that are required, except for the last magic, which I will get later. So the rest of the game is going to be the quest to get the last magic. So I got the Soul Blade and the Soul Armor, which are the best sword and best armor. They're required. But I now have to retrieve 3 items, the red hot items, to be able to get the Phoenix magic, which is the 3rd element, which is required to beat the final boss. So there, in that chest, I just already got the first item. I think it's the red hot ball. I need to get the red hot mirror and the red hot stick. So we're gonna start with the red hot stick here. Maybe you remember that in Durian, in the volcano island, there is a monster there that I was not able to defeat before. There was a metal gorilla monster there. So I was not able to defeat it with my weapons back then, but now I am, because I have... Oh, I should equip again the Soul Blade. And the Soul Blade can destroy everything. I could kill them with Zantetsu Sword as well, but I need to, now I'm gonna keep the Soul Blade for the rest of the game. The Soul Blade has a level 24 requirement though, so I cannot swing it yet. But I will need to be able to swing it to beat the boss. So after getting the last magic, there will be a little grinding session to get level 24. But don't worry, that's going to be really short, because you can grind very easily in this game. It's a very convenient grinding spot that you might have found if you've played the game casually. Okay, nice. I have 16 health, 12 health, so I will only die in 3 hits from the lava. Nice. Okay, we die again after summoning that that mermaid. Now let's talk to the mermaid and get the red hot stick. So this is the 2nd item in the fetch quest that we have to do currently. And the last item is located in Greenwood, the 2nd act. We have to kill those flaming ball thingies in the dark room of the light shrine. This is what we have to do. Yeah, the suns, if you want. Yeah, they kind of look like the angry son of Super Mario Bros. 3, kind of. Well, they don't look as angry.
No, they've got kind of a smile going on.
Yes, they're awkward. They're not really angry. They're just awkward. This was the fourth one. And the fifth one. The monster lair is just at the top left tile. And this monster lair releases a bird, and I'm gonna have to talk to this bird to get the third red hot item. But this bird is a troll. You have to attract him to the right side of Greenwood and then talk to him from behind, because you have to scare him, sort of. You have to surprise him. And if you fail to do so, you will lose 15 seconds, because he will fly again to the left. You will have to go back and get him again. It's really stupid. Okay, I got it. I think I've failed it very few times, like only twice ever, but losing 15 seconds to that just at the end of the run is really dumb. It's really not something you want to do.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times, but I think it was only on my very early runs.
Yeah, it eventually happens when you are new to the game. You always make that mistake at some point. You kind of not really know. You don't really know what to do with that bird. So you're not pretty careful. Oh, dancing grandma's hype! So I've just brought the 3 red hot items to the Mountain King, and thanks to his magic and the magic of the awesome dancing grandmas, that summons the Phoenix. And Phoenix will give me the Phoenix magic, which is necessary to defeat the final boss. So now I have the Phoenix magic, but we need to be able to swing the Soul Blade to cast Phoenix, because that's the only magic in the game which comes out of the sword when it's swung. So we need to do our little grinding session right now. But don't worry, we need to go from level 22 to 24, so that's not much to do. And there is a really convenient spot to do that. If you've played the game, you might have figured out that there is this really cool spot to get experience from. These blocks, the rotating bricks, they give 4,000 experience points apiece, which is a lot. And if you just use this teleporter, kill the 3 bricks and rinse and repeat, you will get a lot of experience from them. That's 12k every time.
You have to
by
get
the way,
to. I was just going to point out you have to get to 420,000 experience. Yep. But you get there pretty quick with this.
Yeah, you can grind. If you do that just for a few minutes, you will get to level 28, which is really safe for the boss if you want. There's going to be 6 rotating bricks on my way to the final boss, so I only need to do this grinding until I get 396,000, which I just got. So now I can be on my way. Because I will get the 420 right here. This is it. And now we have level 24. We have all the equipment that's needed to beat the boss. So let's do that. Oh, and by the way, world record is just ripped right now. 3 phases. That was kind of unlucky. Die. Okay, so this is the real deal, because the first form was extremely easy. You have to defeat the 4 randomly appearing blue flames, and then you can fire at him. So this is why you have to swing your sword, because if you can't swing your sword, you cannot cast Firebirds. There's no need to cast more than 5, because that was really unlucky.
You're
because if you cast
it on these blue flame pillars.
Yes, that's pretty bad. There's no need to cast more than 5, because the the amount of time during which you can damage him is really short, and if you cast more than 5, anyway you will lag the game for no reason. You cannot hit him more than 9 times per phase, and he has 100 HP, so you need 12 phases. If you do it perfectly, you will get 99 hits with the first 11 phases, and you will just need 1 hit for the 12th phase. But you cannot beat him in less than 12 phases. Normally, even for RTA, 12 phases is pretty doable. If you need 13 phases, then you didn't do it very well. And there's a lot of lag. You cannot really avoid the lag from his lasers. Okay, in time.
129.17.
Nice. That's not bad.
No, sub 130 in a marathon setting.
Yep, that's pretty good. With the safeties that I took, there was no major mistake in this run. No death or any bad thing. There was the 7 dives. But I got good gem luck in Act 4. Act 4 was quite solid, to be honest. So yeah, it was a good run. It was a really good run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was like 1 minute 30 away from world record, with some safeties and not everything being perfect. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I hope you enjoyed. This is a really cool speedrun and a really cool game. If you don't know it, you might want to check it out. It's really nice casually, and there's a lot of secrets. The speedrun does not clear all the monster layers. There's a lot more monster layers that I did not clear in an any-person run, because there's a lot of other things that you can release, lots of secrets that you can discover, which are not required for any person. But they're really, really worth it, because the game is just that good. It has cool music, great mechanics. The strafing mechanic is amazing, and I also like the magic usage. What you can do with it in the speedrun, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's got a pretty high skill ceiling with all of the soul orb magic manipulation.
Yes, there's that. There's multitasking layers everywhere, which also saves a lot of time. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can tell me when I can cut the stream. Maybe right now, or
You can go ahead and cut.
all right.
Thank you for the runs.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me. Keep donating to the marathon, and good luck to the next runners.
All right. All right. We are getting our next runner, Wandering Minds, set up with, let's see, it is Hyper Princess Pitch, Combat Lady any percent. We'll have that one to you shortly. So hang tight, everybody.
hair quieter, but if you could boost them up just a bit more, I think we're about ready.
Alright, I haven't boosted on, trying to think here.
I'm gonna put my output on my Discord, see if that helps a little bit.
Alright, because I have your user volume all the way up to 200%.
Oh, well, I'm used to being too loud on other people's recording things, so I'll just talk
Yeah.
normal then.
Do me a favor, mind, lower your volume just a bit.
Which one? The game volume
Your-
or? Okay,
no,
yeah.
No, your voice.
Alright, I lowered the microphone volume. Because I tend to talk pretty loud as it is.
Yeah, you can talk a little loud.
Alright, so is this better?